Names. They are more than just labels. They are woven into the very fabric of our identities. Have you ever stopped to ponder the significance of your name? What does it say about who you are, where you come from, or who you aspire to be? Across cultures and histories, names hold profound meanings, shaping our relationships, our sense of belonging, and even our destiny. Let's take a moment to explore the deep connections between names and identity across various cultures.
In many African cultures, names are imbued with meaning, often reflecting the circumstances of one's birth. For example, in parts of Ghana, names like Kwame or Akua indicate the day of the week a person was born, creating a shared understanding within the community. It's a subtle yet significant way of intertwining individual identity with the rhythm of life. In contrast, some names highlight personal traits or hopes for the child's future. Names like Kofi, meaning born on Friday, or Afia, born on Friday, that also carry expectations of personality traits or achievements. For those growing up with such names, identity is inseparable from the cultural tapestry into which they were born.
On the other hand, in Japan, names are often composed of kanji characters, each carrying a distinct meaning. It's fascinating how parents carefully select these characters to reflect virtues they hope their child will embody. A boy named Haruto might be gifted with a name that means sunlight or distant, hoping he grows to be bright and far-reaching in his pursuits. A girl named Sakura, representing the cherry blossom, carries with her the symbolism of beauty and the fleeting nature of life. Japanese names are not just identifiers, they are lifelong reminders of cultural values, beauty, and hope.
In the Middle East, Arabic names often emphasize lineage and faith. Names like Abdullah, meaning the faithful worshipper of God, or Fatima, after the daughter of the Prophet Muhammad, connect individuals to both their religious beliefs and family heritage. The act of naming is sacred, reflecting a deep-rooted desire to honor ancestors and spiritual connections. In such cultures, your name does not belong solely to you. It belongs to your family, your community, and even your faith.
Contrast this with Western naming practices, which are often more flexible and yet deeply meaningful in their own way. In the United States, it's common to see parents choosing names for their children that are unique, creative, or even invented. Take the celebrity culture, for example. Figures like Elon Musk naming his child XAEA12 stirred curiosity and debate. Is this desire for uniqueness a reflection of individualism, or is it a response to a culture where standing out has become essential for identity?
But names don't just carry personal significance. They are also political and social markers. In some countries, names can even signal social or ethnic background, creating division or prejudice. Consider, for instance, how names in India reflect caste systems, with certain surnames instantly identifying someone's heritage. A name can either open doors or reinforce centuries-old hierarchies. Similarly, in the Western world, studies have shown that people with ethnic-sounding names sometimes face unconscious bias when applying for jobs. A Mohammed or a Juan might find themselves judged even before they've walked into the room, simply because of the assumptions their name carries.
Across the world, names are also subject to changes when people migrate or live between cultures. Immigrants may adopt anglicized versions of their names to assimilate or avoid standing out. Take Wei, who might become William, or Alejandro, who might go by Alex to fit in more seamlessly in an English-speaking country. But what is lost in that translation? Does altering your name dilute a part of your identity, or is it simply a pragmatic step toward belonging in a new place? These are questions that countless immigrants wrestle with, balancing the need for integration with the desire to stay true to their roots. One particularly thought-provoking example is that of Ellis Island in the early 20th century. Many immigrants arriving in the US found their names simplified or changed by immigration officers who could not pronounce them. A Schwartzman might become Smith, and a Giovanni might turn into John. These changes were often irreversible, shaping the identities of future generations in a new cultural context. But what happens when a name is lost to history or wiped out by oppressive regimes? For instance, during periods of colonization or under dictatorial regimes, names were forcibly changed as a means of control or erasure. The renaming of people, cities, and lands was not just about power, it was about redefining reality. In such cases, reclaiming one's original name becomes a radical act of resistance, a way to fight against being written out of history. As we can see, names are more than mere formalities. They are an intricate part of our identity, culture, and even survival. Whether it's honoring tradition, asserting individuality, or navigating complex social landscapes, names shape the way we perceive ourselves and how the world perceives us. So next time you introduce yourself, think about the story your name carries. What chapters of your heritage does it reveal? What hopes, histories, or identities does it signify? And most importantly, how does it shape your own journey of self-discovery?